matchup of the night. It's going to be another good one. This time we are heading to the Challenger League where we have a showdown between the Bishops, who are coming to this matchup at 4-5, and the Wraiths coming in at 7-2. And I am once again joined by my good friend and assistant GM, Merely Mental. What's going on, Merely?
Nearly mental. Thanks for the added. Not sure it was necessary, but all things considered, I'm doing pretty well. This was a good matchup last season, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a good matchup this season as well.
Yeah, I just had to throw it in there. It kind of flowed a little bit,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I had to.
Don't forget to drop the TTV as well.
The DTV, of course, of course, of course. But going into this matchup, merely, we've got a good one, and we've actually got a spicy one. There's a little bit of drama here. A little bit of backstory. You probably know the backstory on this. Why don't you tell everyone the backstory?
Well, long story short, the Wraiths failed to respond to the Bishop's scheduling message, which most of you already know. If you don't respond before midnight, the other team does have the option to take a forfeit win. And the Bishops, after not receiving any response from the Wraiths, well past midnight, decided that they were gonna go ahead and snag that free W. You know, it can be argued for both sides whether it was right or wrong, but the fact of the matter is the Bishops were well within their rights to do that. That didn't make the Wraiths any less upset about this outcome, though, and I'm sure they're going to be looking for quite a bit of revenge here.
Yeah, they definitely were upset a little bit, but hey, rules are rules. They had a couple people that could have responded, and the Bishops, you know, they're gonna take that, and now merely I'd say coming to this matchup, I want to get your prediction here too. But coming to this matchup, I think there's a lot of pressure on the Bishops here. Do you think they're gonna pull it off, or do you think the Wraiths are gonna find their revenge here?
You know, it's tough to say. Also, especially since the Wraiths don't have their starting member Kinetic, they will be playing with a sub in Ariso, who's still a very good player. But honestly, I'm kind of expecting the Bishops to take this one. This is actually interesting because this is the exact same team, I believe, that was on the Bishops in Season 2. They split up for Season 3, but now they're back together. So I think they've been on the come up because of their synergy, and I expect them to take this matchup.
All right, well, we'll have to find out here as we get things underway. And I've already noticed we have an F-150 on the field. King Muff, King Muff is here in the F-150, and this is definitely not related to the cast at all. But me and Merely were playing a little bit of ranked earlier with Green Glow. Went up 150 MMR in the F-150. So I mean, it's got to be King Muff series here, I think.
Yeah, just leaning into my prediction even further, the most essential part of the victory has to be the F-150. It's a winner's mobile, and I just don't see the Bishops losing with one on the field. We'll see if the race can get smart and maybe pull out one of their own.
Yeah, might have to drop that card change, but either way, we'll have to see. All jokes aside, this matchup get underway, and that one
Oh
an
my.
awkward touch from Ariso. Case and Quando there for the race have to race back, and yeah, we got Wolfie, Spork, and King Muff here on the Bishop side in the blue. King Muff is sending it towards the backboard. And the opportunity there, Spork not quite ready for the miss though. As that one going to be hit off to the side. Ariso now sending it down. Spork with a touch in the corner trying to control the case. Going to find a nice block, looking to set things up off the backboard. Opportunity here, wide open net, but Quando, he can't connect on the touch, and there you have a little bit of maybe pre-stream or first game jitters here on stream on Saturday Night Rocket League. Pressure of the lights.
Yeah, something like that. Two very obvious opportunities. You definitely expect these challenger players to hit those shots as a ball's just gonna roll behind a defender for the race first goal here.
Yeah, not really sure. King Muff, he was sitting in that corner. Quando, I guess King Muff thought he was gonna get the touch. He was right there. He kind of missed the touch. Definitely could have hit one there, but it's not gonna go in. And the race gonna start out strong here, and it's gonna be the first goal. And for Ariso here, he's coming in as the sub we talked about. Normally their roster consists of Kinetic, so a little bit of pressure on Ariso to kind of step up here merely and make his impact known in this series, being the sub.
Yeah, most definitely. And he's already shown up with one goal. That's always a good confidence booster when you're playing up, not playing up necessarily as a sub, but definitely not always a part of the starting roster. He's gonna be looking to make waves. So far, he's doing well to stay composed. But what I was gonna actually say before this is that the open nets were looking rough for both teams. I still think we're seeing either some nerves or just a little bit of confusion from both teams.
Yeah, could definitely be nerves. We've seen it quite a bit, especially in these on-stream matches. Nerves can get to a team, but it could also just be maybe having a little bit of an off day. But regardless, both these teams going to try to correct those mistakes. Is King Buff looking for the pass out? Quando going to find a nice touch. Is this one sent up high by Wolfie? Case sending it back, looking for the read here, but King Buff going to clear that one to the side. But Quando trying to get the touch, can't connect though. This one to the corner. Wolfie trying to pop it over one, but can't find the touch. Case now up, looking for the shot off the backboard. Follow, not quite there yet. Can allow King Buff to get a touch, but right to Ariso. He's going to send it down. Trying to find a block there, but this one not quite working yet. It's Case towards the midfield. Wolfie there, able to send it down. And this one back out now. Wraiths looking to get back on offense, trying to add to their lead. 1-0 in their favor here in game number 1. This one sent back. Wolfie sent it down. Opportunity for him. Can he put it in? He's going to put it off the defender, and it's going to go in, and they tie it up.
And another very unconventional goal. A good challenge from Wolfie, but then the shot was definitely off target. He just got a little bit fortunate to hit into Quando, who was rushing back. You can't blame him for making a diving save attempt there, but just misfortune would have it. The ball's going to end up in his own net. And here's almost another goal for the Bishops, actually, as it will turn into one. King Muff going to snipe a second one.
There we go. The F-150's on the board there from King Muff. Able to send that one in. Spork, though, a huge dunk from him, and King Muff pretty much a wide open net to shoot at. And Quando, nothing he can do there. And that was a really quick turn of events there, merely. All of a sudden, Wraiths go down, or from up 1-0 to down 2-1. Just a matter of pretty much 10 seconds there.
Really, it looked like the Wraiths even had the majority of the pressure for a good few minutes. But as soon as the Bishops broke out of their half, they got a nice little play. There's going to be another dunk, actually, almost getting another one. And now they're the ones who are turning their opportunities into goals where the Wraiths could not.
And they've really turned it around here. We'll have to see what they can do in this final minute here. As this one kind of hanging around in the race half. This ball sent off to the side. Case going to send it down towards the net. Spork looking to make a touch, but he can't connect. This one, opportunity for Case, but he can't get it, and it's going to mess up Quando there, who wasn't really ready for the miss. You don't see Case miss those too often, even though it was a little bit of a tougher one. But regardless, another miss comes out from Quando this time. It's this one. Case, there he goes by one, looking to get it by a second, but not going to go this time. So we're down to the final 40 seconds here. This one sent back down. Quando up really early to get to that one. He's going to make the save. And just about down to the last 30 seconds. But really, the Wraiths have to try to make something happen here if they're going to want to bring it back and not go down in the series.
Yeah, right now, this game at least is looking kind of like a lot of missed opportunities for the Wraiths. You mentioned that shot by Case earlier. It wasn't the easiest, but I've watched Case play several times. I know that the majority of the time he will be scoring those. Also, Quando has had a few opportunities. Now in the final 9 seconds, they're going to have to find something quickly.
Last chance here for the Wraiths. They set this one up in the middle. Could be an opportunity, but double commit comes out. This one heading down. They're going to have to take it all the way, but it's not going to go this time, and that one is going to touch the ground. The Bishops come out here merely taking game number 1.
The Bishops do a great job of really consolidating after being on defense for what felt like a majority of the game. They kind of just kept their composure for the most part and took their opportunities where they had them. One breakaway goal and another just kickoff goal to convert. I'd say that what was more impressive was them holding on to the lead, but at the same time, it wasn't impressive enough for me to still feel super confident in my prediction. I think if the Wraiths start hitting some of these open nets and capitalizing on these opportunities that they're creating, then they're gonna have a real chance to take this one back.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, like you said, it's a series or a game of missed opportunities. There were really a lot of great shot opportunities for the Wraiths and even for the Bishops there. It looks like the Bishops just did enough to capitalize on them. And really, this series, really, at least this first game, not really a high-powered offensive game. Only 3 shots from the Wraiths and only 5 shots from the Bishops. So really, these two teams, they weren't really pounding the net or anything. It was just like, it just seemed like a lot of misses in the midfield, and for those misses to keep happening, it's something that they got to fix as we head into game number 2.
Yeah, both teams gonna have to try and make those errors clean up a bit. But we'll just have to see which team can come out first. I think both of them still maybe warming up a bit.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll have to see here as we head to Urban Central for game number 2 as a double commit comes out there. A little bit of a team bump, a shot opportunity. But Ariso going to make a nice save to push that one away. Now Kwando in the corner going to be taken out by King Muff. And that F-150 there as this one's popped up in midfield. No boost for King Muff though to turn around on it. As this one sent off to the side. Ariso looking for the pinch, but it's right to Spork, who actually gets dunked out. Kwando now with an opportunity towards net. King Muff has to make the touch, and he does, but it's right back down, and Spork gonna bail him out there. Nice touch from him, but now he's got no boost to work with. Can he find the 50? He does. Looking for another one. Off the sidewall, great play from Spork here, but no one able to finish it off as the Wraiths have an opportunity now. Gonna be denied away again by Spork. A great start from him. And he's actually merely, I know we actually tried him out last season for Ascension a little bit, and he's honestly improved a lot. We played, Ascension played him on Monday, and I've seen a lot of growth from Spork coming into this season.
Yeah, Spork has really showed up. I believe he made his way onto the Bishop's roster in this season about maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and ever since then the Bishops have looked like a different team, and I'll even say a better team than they did at the start of the season. He's helped to make an impact, and I think he's one of the reasons that they've been able to find success lately.
He definitely is, and really you got to watch out for him now, as he has had quite a few great opportunities in this game, quite a few saves, and now he's looking to start some offense as he sends it down. Can't find this touch though. Is Ariso going to send it away? Wolfie trying to cut it off. This ball popped up. Case going to beat it by the defender. King Muff trying to get to it, but Case with another nice touch. Spork out to King Muff. Almost found him there. Close opportunity there. But not going to connect this time as double commit comes out. This one up in the midfield. Case going to send it away to the side. A nice clear comes away as Wolfie looking to stay with it. This one off the backboard. Dangerous. King Muff going to find a touch. This still up though. Ariso off the backboard now. Opportunity now for Kwando, who's going to send it off the sidewall. Case just going to be patient for that one. They're going to get it by a defender. This one sent away, but merely again, almost like game number 1 here. This one really slow. No goals scored yet as we're just approaching the halfway point.
Yeah, kind of highlighting what you already said about game 1. Definitely not an offensively powered game at all. That's a beautiful save. As I say that, actually, a very nice shot coming onto the net. But still, it's been mostly defensive, very far rotations, defensive rotations from both teams. Not many shots coming out. It might just come down to whichever team makes the first big mistake like it did last time.
Yeah, last game number 1, 2-1 affair. As now Spork taking to the ceiling, going for the musty flick and sending it towards the net. This one, opportunity now. A shot toward net from Wolfie. King Muff also dives in, but Spork is going to come in and clean it up. And there he is, making an impact for his team and then giving the Bishops the lead.
And a very nice pressure play from the Bishops. The clears from the Wraiths just a little bit lacking, and the Bishops do well. They commit all of their resources for that play, but it pays off because the ball is just lingering in front of the net, and that's a great recognition and a great pressure play at the end of the day that was started with Spork's ceiling play.
Yes, Spork able to finish it off, and Bishop's really able to send that one in as a demo comes out. An opportunity again for Spork, who puts it towards the net, but it's saved away. He's definitely putting on a little bit of a show here, trying to make this happen for his team, looking for a little bit of the upset as they hope to keep pace for that second spot in the Challenger League West. Only behind Motion. Is this one sent off to the side? Kwando gonna find a 50 out. Still only a 1-goal game though, as Spork is gonna get it by 1. Looking for a pass out to King Muff, who sends it down towards the net off the crossbar. Can't quite finish it, but Spork is still up. Going under 1. The pass to Wolfie. It's gonna go in. What a play from Spork. This man, we just talk about him merely. He just goes off.
What a play indeed. Spork getting a tiny touchdown, and Wolfie bumps Spork out of the way, says, nah, you can move now. Your job here is done. Great job, buddy, but I'm going to take the baton, and I'm going to score this one. Now a 2-goal lead. With goals going in at the rate we've seen so far, it's going to be tough for Wraiths to make a comeback.
Yeah, it definitely will be here as 2-0 lead for Bishops. And can the Bishops find a way to hold on? Or will we see a comeback from the Wraiths? As Ariso trying to go for that one, but the bump not quite able to work out there. Is this one still out in the midfield? Gonna be cleared across. Case to the corner now. Trying to start any sort of offense for them. Only one goal scored in these first 2 games. That's not really going to win you many when it comes to this. Is a huge miss. Comes out from Quando. Case on the catch, on the dribble here. Looking to flick it by. A great flick from him. Force the double commit. But it's actually a pinch going down towards the net. And it's going to go in. Wolfie's going to get the credit. But Wolfie and Sport combined for the pinch there.
Oh my goodness. And what a pinch. It didn't quite have the power of some pinches you see, but that accuracy and the coordination from the teammates to get that is insane. And a great job by the Bishops to turn another powerful attack by the Wraiths into just a quick counter attack that turns into a goal.
Yeah, and that one is giving me Nemesis intro vibes there. That last the last goal of the Nemesis intro, as they were able to pinch that one in, and it looks like they're going to give themselves the Game 2 victory here. As now the time just ticking away. Wolfie happy to waste the time, find a 50, because he knows the Wraiths have no chance here in the final seconds. Ariso send that down, maybe looking for one more consolation goal as Case. Gonna pop this one up, looking for a play of his own, trying to find the double, can't find it. And this wall sent away to the corner. Wolfie gonna let it touch the ground, and the Bishops merely gonna come out here, win game number 2. Pretty solid showing from them there.
And yeah, a solid showing indeed. Honestly, this game felt like the Bishops just trying their best to not make any mistakes, and they succeeded for the most part, not making any crucial mistakes that would lead to giving up a goal. And as soon as they had, frustrated the Wraiths' offensive opportunities, they came right back and they used the lack of defensive coordination from the Wraiths to put some goals in and hold on to the lead. At the end of the day, the Wraiths are going to need to find something. Definitely not seeing the Wraiths that we're used to from last season and this season in this series so far.
Yeah, and it goes back to missing Kinetic here. He is coming up from the Prospect League last season, the Melons, the season champions, back to back in the Prospect League. He's coming up and he's on this Wraith squad normally as a starter, but unable to play in this one. And it's looking like they're really missing him here. As we wait for the players to join up here in game number 3, and Bishops taking the lead here, 2-0 in the series, and it looks like maybe merely we might have a turn of events. It looks like Kinetic might actually be getting on.
Interesting.
I did see him in chat earlier saying that he wasn't liking how his team was playing and how he was actually staying awake. He is EU, and he was saying that he was gonna have to go to bed early, but I don't know, might have changed his mind and decided to stay on for this one and try to help his team pull off the reverse sweep.
Yeah, I saw him in Nemesis Hub at I think like 10 minutes before the game, saying he was going to sleep, saying goodnight. But maybe he's regretting that decision just a little bit now, as his team has found themselves in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, going down 2-0, maybe. Kinetic, I mean, obviously you got to get your rest when you can get it, especially being EU. It's a little bit more difficult to find the ability to play in these games, but he's done that for most of the season. So maybe he was just, I don't know, merely maybe he thought this was going to be an easier game for his team to win without him, and maybe things are kind of I don't know, snapping back to reality here.
Yeah, that would be a bit unfortunate. I have underestimated the Bishops quite a bit, and the Bishops, as long as I've been in the league, the Bishops have been one of those teams that I haven't always necessarily considered them that scary, but when you actually play them, they have a way of making their presence known and bouncing back. I remember playing them with Ascension in Season 2. I think, well, back then their main attribute was their defense, and I remember literally shooting, I think, 15 shots on net in one game, and we only got one to break through. They've always had an interesting playstyle, but they've also been a really solid team in Challenger as long as I can remember.
Yeah, they definitely have the roots back to the Season 1 days. We know all about the Bishops Drake rivalry from Season 1. Those were some crazy days back then, and the Bishops still definitely a staple in Nemesis history here, all the way up to Season 4 and beyond for sure. But looks like we're still trying to get the lobby back up. Unfortunately, now that we had to remake with players joining into that lobby, Rocket League servers, they don't like us. They don't like us anymore or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It's like every 10th lobby you make, it'll go through. I guess we just keep trying until we succeed.
There we go. There we go. Lobby's back up. So hopefully we'll get these teams to join back in here. But, merely now after a little bit of a pause, unintentionally, nothing we could do on our part, but a little bit of a pause there. And now, the race getting a sub. Sometimes that's all it takes to turn a series around. And, the Bishops might have to be a little bit nervous here. Obviously up 2-0, but, with a little bit of a pause and then maybe a new player coming into the lobby, could have a little bit of an effect on this one.
Yeah, it's going to be tough mentally for both teams. I mean, the Bishop's in a position where they only need one game to win, but they're going to be playing a fairly different roster. And they're going to have to just keep their calm and recognize that they just have to be the ones to avoid making mistakes, which is what they did well in game 2. So I think if they can keep that same mentality, then they're in a good position. But the race now, looking at having to win 3 straight games in a row, definitely not an easy task, but maybe, just maybe with Kinetic, they can make it achievable.
Yeah, we'll have to see, and who knows how warm Kinetic is going to be as he tries to make his way into this series here in game number 3. The Bishops able to take games 1 and games 2 in a pretty handy fashion there. We'll have to see if Kinetic can make the difference here, as he's already on this one, trying to pass in the midfield, but that one's not really going to work out, as Wolfie's going to find a demo. Spork, he can't connect to this one. King Buff with an opportunity, going to find the dunk through. Spork trying to find that one. That one actually is going to pinch into the net. And an unfortunate one. Case is going to get credit, but not the way you want to start out if you're the Bishops.
Definitely not. And a little bit of revenge there. As Case hits the ball off of a pre-flip from Spork. Definitely a fortunate goal. But also that would have been a nice clear regardless. But finally the Wraiths take not their first lead, but well, they will take their first 2-goal lead of the series, and that's not a great sign for the Bishops.
Yeah, looks like Spork missed kickoff there in case he was just ready for it all the way. Able to put it in, and yeah, this is where you got to be concerned, really. We talk about it, and, once you get in this game 3, it's the hardest one to win if you're that team that's up 2-0. It's pretty difficult to pull off the sweep in pretty much any situation, and right now, Bishops down 2 goals to nothing in this one. Only 30 seconds in, so the race with Kinetic now, able to find a really quick answer, and this is the ideal start for them.
Most definitely, and it's going to be another mental battle that the Bishops and Wraiths are going to have to fight. Like you said, that last game is always the toughest to win, and when you're in this position, you're just thinking about the possibility of getting reverse swept the entire time. Of course, they have plenty of games to not make that a reality, but still the threat is always looming, and with a new roster, it can feel like you're losing momentum by the minute.
Yeah, definitely. I know we actually, Ascension, unfortunately got reverse swept on Monday, so I do know the pain and a little bit of the pressure the Bishops are facing here, even being up 2-0, as Case is going to come in and put one in, and things have switched around quite a bit. The Bishops unable to get it out.
All of a sudden, the Wraiths having, I'd say, about the same amount of pressure that they've had for the last 2 games. The difference is that this time they're actually converting their shots and putting them on target. Now the Bishops are going to have to do a lot more defending if they want to pull back.
Yeah, they're going to have to not only defend, but now they're going to need at least 3 goals to force overtime, 4 goals to win, which is more than we've seen in any game of this series so far. As this one going to be sent away to the side. Now popped up high. Wolfie looking to go for this one. Going to get it by 1. Net is kind of open, but Casey's racing back now. Able to get it by 1. Right to King Buff, who's looking for Wolfie for the snipe. Almost found the corner there. Sport coming in for the shot, but he can't quite connect. And almost a great opportunity there. The Bishops really needed that one right there.
And so close. The Bishops really just an inch from glory there. Oh my goodness, as now they're finally finding consistent pressure, but they can't put anything in, and that's gonna be a key ingredient for them, as now the Wraiths are the ones dealing with the pressure handily.
Yeah, Wraiths able to just find a way now, as the Bishops looking to come back. A shot off the sidewall. Quando with an unfortunate touch, and it's gonna allow King Muff to put it right in, and the Bishops bringing it back.
And finally, the Bishops with, honestly, what I'd call their best pressure play of the entire series even so far. just hammering the net multiple times, finally break it down. Quando with an unlucky touch, but that one might have gone into the net regardless.
Yeah, that one, it would have been a tough one to save for sure, but still the Bishops able to capitalize, and they're going to be looking for more as they try to come back here in Game 3. This ball sent away to the side, going to be popped up high. Opportunity for King Muff, who puts it off the post, almost found another one there. Definitely could have used that one, but still, a lot of time in this one as a double commit comes out from the Bishops, but fortunately for them, no one from the race ready. Is now Kinetic looking to push this one down. Spork sending up Quando, trying to find a block. He does. King Muff on the dribble, but he's going to get 50. Now Wolfie, last man back, able to make a touch to the side. Spork trying to find one, he can't quite though. As Quando, he's going to get a touch. Could be an opportunity here. Spork sending it down, but Case. He was waiting, but he can't connect with that one. Kinetic can't either. This one sent away to the side. Wolfie unable to find it. Quando, though, sending it down right into Spork. A nice demo comes out. Spork going to flick it up high. Kinetic, he would make the touch. But now, things merely have died down a little bit. We saw a couple of really quick goals in the first couple of minutes, but now, after the Bishops get that goal, a couple of missed opportunities here, and a couple of close ones where the race just enough to play on defense and keep this a 2-goal affair.
Yeah, the game has turned into a much more defensive affair now. As once again, there's another shot from King Muff. Spork's gonna put it in, and as I say that, the Bishops bring their deficit only up to 1 goal.
Yeah, and that one just kind of bounces in front. Case in probably one of the worst spots you could be in right there. Tough one to try to get a 50 away when someone has all the momentum. And now Bishops bringing it back within 1. The race had a really great start, but can they hold on for the final minute here and bring this series back? It's a long road still to pull their reverse sweep, but they have to get this first one. Is this one sent towards the net? Wolfie looking to come in for it with the shot. He finds the angle. Wolfie in the bottom right puts it home, and we're tied up at 3.
And he's not even using the 150, but that was a 150 if I've ever seen one, just hammering the ball through Kinetic. And the defender, completely clueless in net, can't even blame them because you don't expect that ball to go into your net ever. But all of a sudden, the Bishops are tied. And even though the race looked dominant for the first minute and a half of this game, they've really lost it in the final 4.
Yeah, they really have. His Spork has a wide open net, but he can't connect. And now Kinetic looking to make the impact. Wide open net, he can't hit it. A huge missed opportunity for Kinetic. He had the net there, but he couldn't hit it. And trading blows there merely. Both teams with a wide open net, and they both miss.
A huge missed opportunity for both teams. And whichever team loses now is going to be feeling that. I'd argue that Kinetic's turnaround was more difficult as he seemingly had no boost. But now it looks like panic from both sides, and which team is going to capitalize first?
That is the question here. The Bishops 1 goal away from pulling off the sweep. And the race 1 goal away from forcing a game number 4 as this one touches the ground, and we are going to have overtime in game number 3. And like you said, merely, it's going to come down to 1 goal here, 1 mistake. These teams could be biting themselves here. Is this one, a double commit comes out, but it's going to be blocked up high. Kinetic sends it a long way. Wolfie has to make the touch, and he does. As the race starting off with the early offensive pressure here in overtime. Quando with a pop-up. But King Muff able to get to it first, able to send it down. As he's banging this one towards the net. Kinetic cutting it off. As Wolfie sending that one back in. But Quando, he's able to get the touch. This one over to the side. Spork on the dribble play here, looking to stay with this one. Can't quite find the 50 he was looking for. This one comes down. Dangerous challenge from Wolfie here. Gonna be 50'd away. Spork gonna clear it out. As now this one sent up high, but Spork patiently waiting on the backboard, able to find the clear. Case in the midfield. Dangerous opportunity, almost slipped away, but King Muff on the goal line, just enough to get in the way and make the save.
And nerves of steel from the Bishops. They've been on their back foot this entire time, but they're holding on. Can they hold on much longer, though?
Oh!
Kinetic to Case to the net. And the race will win their first game of the series.
Wow, what a play here. Kinetic just slowly dribbling in, and Wolfie, he's just frozen. There's nothing he could do. He's so close to that ball, but he's just frozen there as Case comes in and bangs it home. The race come out here and take this game, and now merely we have ourselves a series as the race are able to win, but it wasn't without its issues there, as that one got a little bit intense.
Definitely a roller coaster of a game for certain, especially for the race. They looked dominant at the beginning, maybe got a little bit too confident, a little bit too comfortable, and it looked like the Bishops really brought it back. But at the end of the day, the Bishops missed an open net, and the Wraiths missed an open net to take us into OT, and the Wraiths capitalize on their second chance while the Bishops cannot. And I'm still not sure that the Bishops can hold on. If they can bring the same energy that they had in the latter half of regulation last game, I think they can, but the Wraiths now finally have a little bit of momentum on their side.
And they definitely do, able to win that game with Kinetic coming back in. And now, as we head into this game number 4 here under Forbidden Temple, the Wraiths going to have to find that offense once more. And hopefully, for their sake, it'll carry them to a game 5, which, you know, we love our game 5s for the content here. I would like to see that, especially with, you know, kind of what we talked about, the little bit of the drama between these two teams. You know, I think Kinetic, he was definitely a big proponent saying that the Bishops should have tried to play out the game, and now he's back in here, and if he can push us to a game 5 here, you know, the nerves and the intensity from that could just be insanely crazy. As Case with the double tap, oh my goodness, Case.
Case coming in clutch with a nice double tap, pops it up to the backboard. Quando can't overlook that beautiful bump in the net, crucial to the play, and the team members link up, finally looking more coordinated than ever in the 4th game of this series.
And it's the starting lineup from the race. It's definitely changed things around here for the Bishops, as now they're playing from behind in game number 4, looking to start some offense here. Quando with a block, but right to Spork, who's going to send it down. As this one sent away to the side. Going to be popped towards the net, but just a little bit wide. Is Quando going to make the touch? Kinetic looking to chase on it. This one out in the midfield. King Muff opted not to go for it as Spork. Going to turn in. Wolfie going to find a demo on Case, leaving the net wide open. A huge demo play, and King Muff capitalizes on it.
That's a super intelligent demo by Wolfie. Recognizes that if he can get this demo, it's almost certainly a goal. Quando knows his teammates in net, but realizes just a little bit too late that he's not going to be able to save that one. And a nice counterattack team play from the Bishops. Now both teams looking their best that we've seen them in this entire series.
Yeah, they really are. Not as many mistakes as we've seen, but a mistake right there. A rotational one. Not really mechanical, as Quando is going to come back, and the Wraiths are right back in the driver's seat.
And a little bit unfortunate, Bishops getting a little too comfortable. King Muff and Spork both at midfield, when they should have recognized that there was going to be a shot, or there was the possibility at least of a shot coming on target, because by that point there was just nothing that they could do.
Yeah, tough one there, as the race back to the lead here, looking for more. Is this one just dropping towards the net? It's awkward, but King Muff, the in and out save, able to get that one away for the time being. But Case getting it by one, looking to stay with it, gonna pop it over another. Case and those mechanics, really a star player for the race here. As this one sent off the side, Kinetic can't make the touch. Wolfie on the dribble, trying to get it by Quando. Kinetic gonna find the touch away. Now the race looking to counter. This one up, Quando with an opportunity towards the net. King Muff super awkward, he's gonna make the touch. A nice save, but an opportunity there for the race as they send this one up high once more. King Muff off the backboard, able to find the touch. This one almost pinched in the net. Wolfie has to react at the last second, but the race now merely coming back with some more opportunities after they find their second goal, and almost able to put a couple in right there. And
they are looking hungry as Kinetic snipes one to the top right corner.
Wow, Kinetic coming in. That's just a beautiful shot right there, merely. Top right, that's almost, I don't think it could have got more top right than that one right there, as he puts it home. And the race looking hungry merely for this reverse sweep. Like you said, they are fighting hard in this one.
Yeah, they definitely want their revenge, and right now, at least, even if they don't win this series, they're getting it for the time being, as Kinetic's gonna put in another goal. Now it's a 4-1 lead for the race.
And Kinetic, he might just be a man on a mission here, merely. I mean, I think he's probably got some of the most to prove than anyone, maybe along with King Muff, who's the captain for the Bishops. But it was Kinetic and King Muff that were really going at it. And you know, Kinetic, you gotta make it known on the pitch here, merely. And so far, coming in the series, finding the 2 goals in this one, definitely crucial for him.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself, and now he's gonna just keep going. I know he's not trying to let up anytime soon after, especially that 3-goal comeback that the Bishops found, almost leading to a series win. And maybe this entire time actually he was just setting up for a reverse sweep where he can come in and be the hero. I don't know. Maybe that was like a 300 IQ play by him.
Maybe it was. I don't know. That would be something. But yeah, if they can pull off this reverse sweep, Kinetic will definitely deserve a good bit of the credit, able to come in. But Bishops, they're far from out of this one here, out of the series, and far from out of this game. Still minute 40, but they're gonna have to find something quick. Is they just haven't been able to find that same offense that they had in the first 2 games. Is this one popped up high by Kinetic, but Wolfie gonna send it down, looking for Spork, who's there, send it towards the net. Case patiently waiting as a huge bump comes out. Spork has to jump for it, trying to find another. He's not going to make the touch. Is now Case banging it down off the backboard. Can't connect. A shot towards net, just rolling in, but Wolfie and King Buff going to combine. But really, merely, the Bishops, they just can't seem to get anything out of their half. It's just the Wraiths are just suffocating them here, and they're just tied down.
Yeah, there's really nothing. I mean, the Bishops are playing very well on defense. Even as another goes in, they're stopping a lot of plays, but the Wraiths are just too much right now. They look faster, and they just look like they want it more.
Yeah, they really do. They have turned into a different team, and it was what I was concerned about merely when we had that short intermission, having to reset the lobby, having Kinetic sub in. That can really do a lot to your team mentally, and so far the Bishops, they haven't been up to the task, and now you will have to see merely after losing this game, only 50 seconds left, more than likely losing this game. It's going to take a lot of mental fortitude to come back in a Game 5 position and try to avoid the reverse sweep.
Yeah, you know what else? You know what else really takes a lot out of your mentality is going down 5-1 in a game where a reverse sweep is on the line. Make that 6-1 as the Wraiths put in another one. Now the Bishops are the ones who are going to be fighting from below.
Yeah, I mean, 30 seconds remaining. Case, just why not put another one in? He's been so huge for this team. Definitely a great player and a guy to watch out for all teams in that Eastern Conference and all teams in the Challenger League. As now we're down to the last bit of this one. We're going to be heading to a Game 5 in just a little bit. The Bishops got to try to find any momentum they can as Wolfie is going to get a shot off the net, but it's not going to go in this time. It's King Buff trying to get a touch, going to pop it down. Quando is up, looking for another touch. He can't connect. Kinetic, faking it by one, looking for the dunk there, going to pop it across, looking for the Brazil maybe as he pops it up high. Could be an opportunity here, but that one is going to touch the ground, and merely we are heading to a game number 5 here.
What a beautiful script you've written, Rocker Man. I love the Game 5s. I was a little concerned when the Bishops went up 2 games, but the Wraiths with the most commanding victory that we've seen in the entire series, and they haven't lost a game since not the roster change, but the sub-in for their main player. So having all the momentum going into the final series, now it's looking like it's their series to lose.
It really is, and it all comes down to this, Miri. The pressure is building for both these teams. Obviously, the Wraiths trying to pull off the reverse sweep, and the Bishops trying to prevent it. Merely, I know you picked the Bishops. Are you sticking with them here in game number 5?
You know what? Just because I don't like to go back on my word, I will. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Wraiths do take this one. They have all the momentum. They've looked like the faster team, the more accurate team in the last 2 games of this series. But I still think that the Bishops have a chance. I mean, if they can just reset and realize that they can let that game that just happened be an anomaly, then they can realize that they do have the potential to win this series.
And we will have to see here in game number 5 as we get things underway. Can the Wraiths pull off the reverse sweep? Or will the Bishops be able to survive and hold on? We will have to see here as this one sent away to the side. Wolfie trying to set something up here. And merely for me, I say this every time in game 5s, but I think it's just such a crucial point to not bring up every time is that first goal is so huge, and you have to be the team that scores first to get your momentum in this one.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish we had some sort of statistics or something on the team that scores first in game fives, but I know you're right. Or at least it feels like you're right, because a majority of the time it does seem like that's the team that is able to pull off the victory, as it looks like it's going to be the race here. Case putting one in off the top left corner.
Oh my goodness, Case coming in. The Bishops, the double commit comes out in Case. He's going to make him pay off the crossbar and in. And the race starting out strong here, merely. And I don't think I can ignore this in chat anymore. Crippus has just gifted 20 subs to the chat. My goodness, thank you so much, Crippus. He said he was going for #1 there. Blazing Biscuit has been passed, and I don't know. Biscuit might be coming back for some revenge. If I know Blazing Biscuit, he does not like to lose. So, but Crippus, thank you so much. Able to gift out those subs. Also, shout out to Benji for the 10-month, as well as the Racer just pouring on the shots here in Game 5. We'll talk more about Crippus later, but. This one, it's getting intense here. The Bishops merely, they have to find something to stay in this one.
Yeah, you know, it's going to get only harder as time continues if they keep having to handle this pressure. They're once again dealing with it very well, but they have to try and find more than just constant saves if they want any chance. They have to find their pressure of their own, like they did in Game 3 and even the earlier games, or else I don't think they're going to have a chance here. The Wraiths are just too on point right now.
And I think something to note from my series where we got reverse swept is a lot of times you can really get in your own head. I think for the Bishops, they just need one of these goals to go through to give them a chance here and change their entire mental around, as it can really mess with you here. But Bishops just not looking like that fast team that we saw. A lot of misses. You see one there. Can they turn it around? Still more than halfway to go in this game. Is this one blocked away the side? Quando finding the touch. Spork dropping it down. Might be looking for a teammate, but Kinetic just sending it towards the net. Wolfie with a great save as the Race still on the offense. The Bishops trying to make something happen. King Buff gonna find the touch, but Quando, he's already jumping for it, shooting it towards the net. But King Buff gonna send it down, and the Race, they are just cutting off everything in the midfield right now, merely. The Bishops just can't even get out of their own half.
They really just have the Bishops in such a difficult position. You know, they have to be struggling mentally as well as on the field with how much pressure they're under. They're still holding on for now, but still they have to find a goal. That's a huge demo, but can Sport convert? Maybe not yet, but if the Bishops can maybe start throwing more of these demos and switching up their play a little bit, I think they can have a chance. There's still only one goal behind here.
It's still only down 1, and that's exactly where you want to be if you're in Rocket League. 1-goal lead is never safe. You've known that time and time again. Teams have come back in the last seconds. We'll have to see now as the Bishops set this one up. Spork with an opportunity. He pops up in the midfield, but Quando is there to make the save. Now things heating up here. A block in the midfield. Gonna send it off to the side. Quando trying to race up to it, but nobody for the Bishops ready to go. Except for Wolfie now, who sends it a long way. Kinetic trying to get a touch here, trying to find the flip. He can't find it. Shot towards net from King Buff, but it's saved away by Case as Kinetic. He's hunting for the defender. Sport can't get to it. It's off the post. Case can't connect as now the Bishops right back on the counterattack, but it's sent away and a demo comes out. Only a minute remaining. The Bishops merely, they're giving it all. They're all here as the intensity has definitely ratcheted up.
I was going to say the Bishops fortunate to only be 1 goal behind, but as I was thinking that they go down another goal, now it's a 2-0 lead for the Race, and they are looking strong, poised to take this reverse sweep.
Oh, such a tough one there. They were doing so well to hang on, but now the reverse sweep is imminent if they can't find one quickly here. Final 50 seconds for the Bishops. Is this one sent down in the middle? King Buff, he finds the block, but dangerous in front of his own net. As this one sent away to the side, and the Bishops just gonna have to hope for any way to get this one out of their half. The Race just happy to hold on in the midfield and keep the pressure going. Case blocking it to the corner. As this one sent away to the side, Spork able to get it by 1. King Buff trying to get to it, but Kinetic denies him. As this one sent back in, last chance now for the Bishops. They have to make something happen with Case. He sent it towards the net, a miss comes out, and another shot gonna go towards the net. Quando puts it in, and it might be the dagger as this one goes in, and it's a 3-0 lead. The Race looking like they're gonna hold on and pull off the reverse sweep.
There will be no chance for the Bishops to come back in this series. Their closest opportunity was in Game 3, but after fighting tooth and nail in that game, just comfortably taking the next 2 games, and the Wraiths got to be feeling good after a victory like this.
Yeah, and we
Man.
talked a little bit about the drama merely too. Kinetics, he's got a lot to say in chat after, the Bishops got the forfeit and the Race come back with the reverse sweep with Kinetic, and I mean, really, as much as we hate toxicity, he's got a little bit of room to talk in this one, I would say.
Yeah, it definitely can be debated. Still, the rules stand strong.
Yeah.
Uh, it can be argued that for the sake of sportsmanship, this series earlier would have been played, but now we'll never know the result of that series. But we do know the result of this series, and that's a reverse sweep by the Race with their starting roster. Not to say it would have definitely been a sweep if the roster had played the entire time, but still a great performance from this Wraiths roster, and you love to see it.
Yeah, and I mean, just a huge performance from the Race, and what a better way than to come back, pull off the reverse sweep, and get a little bit of revenge there. But unfortunately for the Bishops, they had this one in the bag. They just couldn't hold off, and I know they're paying all too well here, so you feel for the Bishops a little bit. But a long season, they're still in contention for the playoffs, and they're just gonna have to regroup merely and get on to the next one.
Yeah, not much else to do but move on, especially after a reverse sweep. It can be tough, but there's always that next game. Still not out of the playoff race are the Bishops, as I believe they're still at least third in their conference. But they will be needing a few clutch wins in the future. The Race once again looking to have a commanding spot once we reach the playoffs.
Yeah, Race looking definitely solid here, and we'll have to see more from them moving on. But we got to get to our next matchup of the night, and if it's anyway as intense as this one, I am looking forward to it for sure. We have Disillusion versus Inferno coming up. Remember to get your guys' votes in for the stream matches on Monday. That poll will pop up in just a second, and make sure, if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the follow button. A couple quick shout outs though before we go. A huge shout out to Alpha for the 5 months with the Prime sub, and then Goff on the 6-month sub. Much love to you guys. Thank you. And once again, huge shout out to Crippus taking the top gifted spot with 20 more gifted subs. Man's an absolute legend. Give a huge shout out to him. Give some love to Crippus in the chat. And yeah, we're going to be back in just a little bit with our next matchup. Disillusion taking on Inferno in the Titan League, our top league in Nemesis. They're going at it in just a little bit, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back.